Hello and welcome. My name is Bubba Fabes. Due to a couple requests on my last video, some people wanted a little bit more details onto shields. So this video is just going to be a quick reply to that, and it'll be going more in detail on which shield character is best in what situations. I'll be going through all the character statistics on their weapons. I'll be going through the character special abilities and the protection of each shield, followed by a conclusion on each character and which one you should choose to play. Before I start into weapons, I'm going to show you the difference between using a laser sight and not using one. I'll be doing this by using Blitz's P12, but the effects are universal between all the sidearms. This will just give you a visual on how much smaller your bullet groupings are compared to not using one. As you can see, I got Blitz with his P12. I got the laser sight on there, so I'm just going to demonstrate a couple of slow firing rounds, allowing the recoil to die back down before I take a second shot. I'm going to take a couple steps to the side, fire a little bit quicker, try to control it, and a third time just firing it rapid fire as fast as I can, just to show you the idea on those groupings. This one here is the same gun, same character, without the laser pistol, giving you an idea, showing the groupings being a little bit more sporadic, quite a bit wider. As this clip finishes up, I'll be showing you a couple of side-by-sides of with the laser sight and without the laser sight, as you'll see in this first clip, with, without, with, and without. As you can see, the groupings on the left and the reticle on the right, boom, quite a bit larger. So this here just proves if you're going to be running with that shield, you want to have the laser sight equipped. Moving on to the weapons, I have made a quick chart just displaying the damage and bullet count of each weapon so we can compare each one next to each other to decide which one is best or which ones I consider best. You can obviously choose for yourself. First one here, I have Blitz with his P12. I have Montaigne's P9, Montaigne's LFP 586, Fuse's PPM, and then Fuse's GSH 18. First one, Blitz's P12, 48 damage, 15 bullet count. Montaigne 40 damage, 16 bullets. Montaigne's revolver, 64 damage, 6 bullets. Fuse's PPM, 58 damage with 8 bullets. And then Fuse's GSH 18, 42 damage, 18 bullets. Now, from this chart, I can tell you that I would highly recommend Blitz and his P12. It's got a great combination of high damage with a high bullet count, followed by my second favorite, which would be Fuse and his GSH 18 with 42 damage, just a little bit lower than the P12, but you have a couple extra bullets which can make a big difference. Now, personally, I'm not a huge fan of Montaigne's LFP 586 or Fuse's PPM. When using a shield, you don't want to be caught reloading, and if you come across more than one enemies, chances are you won't be able to take them all out. If you're stuck in that reload, you're exposing yourself to the enemy and you can find yourself dead. The second reason why I would highly recommend the smaller damage but higher bullet count is if you're with the shield, you're going to be aiming for the head anyways. You want that headshot, you want that insta-kill. The higher bullet count is going to give you that extra chance to pull that off without having to worry about that reload and that extra exposure. Now I'm going to get into the special abilities of the characters. Contrary to popular belief, there's no difference in shield size between Montaigne, Fuse, and Blitz. This of course is excluding Montaigne's extended shield, but a lot of people think that Fuse's shield is smaller than Montaigne's shield, and that's not true. As you can see in this clip here, I got my friend over here equipped with Montaigne's shield. It's giving you an idea of head-on, just what is exposed, followed by what you can see a little bit of an angle, just to give you a bit of an idea of the shield's effective range. So I'll shoot a couple bullets in the floor. I'll give you an idea of just the angle of kind of where you can start to hit the body and the head of the person with the shield. And then I'll switch over to Fuse and I'll show you the difference between the shield. As you can see here with Fuse, you can see that the shield size difference is no different. I'll walk over here to the left, put a bullet on the ground where I can start to see his head and his body. It's in the same spot where I had for Montaigne. Walk over here to the right, do the same thing. And you can see it's the same spot. So the shield size differences doesn't matter between the characters. It's all based on their special ability. And so your choice is going to depend on what that special ability has to offer for your squad and not based on shield protection or size. Looking deeper into Montaigne and his special ability being his extended shield, as you can see that not only does a part come down to cover his feet when he's standing, but most importantly, flaps come out at the side and on top of his head, which really gives him that extra protection from those headshots. Another thing to note that when he does extend his shield, he actually pulls himself closer into his shield, which gives him a wider angle of protection against enemy flanks. The last thing I'm going to bring up about Montaigne and his shield is when his shield is extended, he is immune to any melee attacks from the front and quite a wide angle around the sides. In order to get an actual strike on him, you're basically going to have to be standing behind him. Also remember that when you're playing as Montaigne and you have your shield extended, that you can initiate a melee attack. Next one I'm going to talk about is Blitz, with his special ability of having the flash at the end of his shield. Blitz, I'm going to use this video to give you a little demonstration on visual distance on what's an effective range for him. I think that's an important thing to know about Blitz. So as you can see at the far end of the room, that flash would have done nothing, so I took a few steps closer. That flash wouldn't have blinded him, it would have caused some disorientation around the edges of his screen. But finally, just a couple steps closer here, boom, that flash there, that's your blinding distance that you need to be from an enemy player. Last but not least, we have Fuse, whose special ability is the cluster charge. He gets 2 of them. It's a small device that you can place onto a wall. This device will release 5 sub grenades onto the other side in a pattern of right to left. This device is great when you know that there's people sitting in a small room with no escape. You can just plant it on a window, a door, or a breakable wall, release the grenades into the other side, and you can get a couple kills without even exposing yourself. Now that we have gone over all the characters, have gone over the weapon statistics, we've noted that the shields make no difference, and we've gone a little bit into their special abilities, I'm going to go into a quick little breakdown on what characters you would choose in what situations. Now, most of this is just going to come down to player preference. What special gadgets would you rather have? Going over Montaigne and his special ability, having the extended shield, I see his playstyle as being a little bit more team-based, a little bit more of that bullet sponge. The idea of playing with Montaigne would be to go into a room with a couple people behind you. Having that shield extended, it's a better protection for yourself and a better protection for your teammates. Entering a room to hopefully scare off or to draw out the enemy while the players behind you pick them off with their more accurate, more powerful weapons. Now Blitz, I feel, has more of an aggressive play style attached to him. Regarding his special ability of having the flash at the front of his shield, the distance for that flash being relatively close to best play Blitz to his ability, you need to get into tougher situations. You need to kind of push yourself in on the enemy to make that flash worthwhile. So again, like any other shield character, you still always want that player behind you with that better, more accurate weapon to back up any drawn fire that you have gotten, or to, when you draw out the enemy from cover, to pick them off. But I feel that with his pistol too, being the most high damage and high bullet count, gives him that ability to possibly even lone wolf a little bit better, but to put more damage on the enemy. Last but not least, Fuse with the special ability of the cluster charge. Now Fuse is a great character if you want to inflict that damage, get those kills, or to cause that confusion without even exposing yourself to the enemy. Now, in all honesty of my review for each of these characters, again, the main thing I want to point out is don't select a character based on, oh, Montaigne's shield's bigger, or Fuse, or all the shields are the same size. So when you're selecting that character, select that character for that pistol that you want to use, or for that special ability that's going to best assist your team. These reviews are only my personal opinion. You can obviously take any of these characters and adjust them to whatever playstyle best suits you, but for what I just said, those are the playstyles that I feel I've used best with those characters. I'd like to thank everybody for watching this video. I did just get a new monitor, so any next videos are going to have that better screen ratio, won't have those bars you have on the side. And I'd like to appreciate everyone for the comments that they leave on my video, for any of the constructive criticism. I'm having a great time learning to make these videos, and any input I greatly appreciate. So again, thank you for that. If you would like to hit a like button on this video or subscribe to hear any other videos that I have coming up, that would be fantastic. Thanks for watching.